Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we're here for another short video, inshallah. We're going to be talking about a very simple yet very important topic, which is that Arabic numbers, or nouns I should say, Arabic nouns and verbs can have three numbers. So unlike English, where I can either say something is singular or more than singular, yani something is, there's only one item, like for example, there's only one book, or they're books, right? So there's either one thing, which is a book, or there's more than one thing, which is books, which can mean 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, till 10, 50, or 100 books, right? But in the Arabic language, I can be a bit more precise. I can say that something is singular, so there's one book, or I can say that there's something that's dual, meaning that there's specifically 2 of these things. There's not 1, there's not 3 or 4, but there's specifically 2. Now, I can also say that something is more than 2, okay? So Arabic nouns and verbs can have 3 numbers. Al-mufrad, al-muthanna, wa jama'. It can be singular, it can be dual, which means that it refers specifically to 2 things, or it can be jama', which is plural. So al-mufrad are nouns and verbs that refer to one thing. Kitabun means one book. Dhahaba means he went, singular. Then I can also put something on the plural, which is nouns and verbs that refer to more than 2 things. More than 2 things. Kutubun, which means books, yani more than 2 books. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we can put it on the muthanna, which is something that's not found in English language, which is that nouns and verbs can refer to 2 things specifically. Kitabani, 2 books. Dhahaba, they 2 men went. Okay, so that's how I can use words. That's how the different numbers I can put a word or a verb on in the Arabic language. Now the question may be, how can I put a verb on the dual form? Or a verb, for example. A word or a verb. So how to form the dual? There's a way to do it in nouns, and there's a way to do it in verbs. In nouns, it's very simple. It is formed by adding ani at the end. So I take any word and I put ani at the end, and it becomes on the dual form. Kitabun means a book. Kitabani, ani, 2 books. Sayaratun means 1 book, or 1 car, sorry. Sayaratani, 2 cars. Sa'atun means 1 watch. Sa'atani means 2 watch. Maktabun means a desk. Maktabani means 2 desks. And the list goes on. Okay? It's very simple. For verbs, it depends whether it's in the past tense or the present future tense, right? Because in verbs we have 3 tenses. We have the madi, the mudari', and the amr. The past tense, the present and future tense, and we also have the imperative tense. So if it's in the madi, what I do is that it is formed by adding an alif at the end. So if it's in the past tense, what I do is I add an alif at the end of the verb. Dhahaba without the alif means he went. Dhahaba with an extra alif means they 2 men went. Just like dhahabat means she went. Dhahabata with an extra alif at the end and with a fatha on the ta, it becomes they 2 feminine or they 2 women went. Okay? That's how I do it in the madi. I add an alif at the end, more or less. In the mudari', it's also very simple. It is formed by adding ani at the end, just like in the noun. So I say yadhabu. Yadhabu, I say yadhabu, which means yani he is going or he will go. If I add ani to that, it becomes yadhabani, it becomes they 2 men are going. Just like I say tadhhabu, which means she feminine is going or will go. If I say tadhhabani, it means they 2 feminine are going or will go. So it's very simple. This is how you form the dual, and this is what the dual is in the Arabic language. So in a brief sense, these are the 3 numbers that we can have in the Arabic language. 2 of them being found in English language is the mufrad and the jama', the singular and the plural. And then 1 which is only found in the Arabic language, unlike the English language, which is the muthanna, the dual. Nouns and verbs are referred to 2 things, yani specifically only 2 things, not 1, not 3 or 4, but specifically 2. Jazakallah khair for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.